It was 5 years ago that Deuce McAllister became the first back in Saints history to rush for over 100 yards in a playoff game, and that was against the Philadelphia Eagles. So it all kind of comes full circle. We were talking, I think a lot of the fans are going to be surprised in this game that the Saints were able to do a lot of things they haven't been able to do earlier this year. Run the football, stop the run, have the pass rush, and really come alive as a defense. But you say you're really not surprised by much tonight.
No, not really surprised by a lot. I guess the question or the wording that I have is, hello, Saints. This is the team that we've been waiting on. This is a team that we've been looking for, particularly offensively. I've always felt that if they can get around that 125, 150 mark rushing per game, that they'll be successful in winning.
All right, we have our all-pro running back here. We have to ask you about the running back by committee, and what a committee it was. I mean, you had Ingram, you had Pierre Thomas, you had Cadet, and of course you had Ivory out there as well. It seems like those guys were kind of playing off each other. I mean, Ivory'd have a big run, then Ingram would have a big run. All those guys are competitors. You think that was the motivation to see the other guy do something out there?
Yeah, I think they all knew that they were going to be involved in some way, so I think that was a little motivation. Chris looked really good. Ivory being able to run and do some different things, but the kid that I know that we drafted, Mark Ingram, he finally looked like the Mark Ingram that we saw back in college, and you're happy for him and proud for him, but that's something that he can do every week. He was explosive when he caught the ball in and out of cuts, and both of them made plays, and you know what you're going to get with Pierre Thomas and even Cadet to be able to get him in and get his feet wet a little bit as far as NFL action was concerned. I thought it went well, so it's something that they can build on. They have a tremendous amount of weapons, but it's something that they have to do every week, and that's run the ball because it gives that offense balance.
You know this firsthand. Mark Ingram is a guy who's just trying to get some touches in this offense, and when you don't, it's tough to get in that rhythm, and it's tough to contribute, especially in this offense.
It's definitely tough to contribute, but at the same time, it going into it. He's a rhythm back, he's a touch back. The guy that has to touch it. He gets better with the touches that he gets, but he has to find it in his game where the least amount of touches he can go out and be productive. So I think that he's finally learning that, and it's only going to help this team get better. But it was good to see him go out and be explosive and have a good game because he can do it. It's just a fact of him buying into it and understanding the systems.
How about Chris Ivory coming off the bench and contributing right away? I mean, he hadn't played all season. He looked good out there.
He definitely looked good. I think the biggest thing with Chris is understanding the whole game, and understanding the whole game of what he has to do, whether it's blocking, running, pass receptions, different things of that nature. If he understands that, then he can be a dangerous player for him.
All right, 3-5 right now, halfway point of the season. I talked to Lance Moore. He said we can't be thinking about playoffs right now. We just got to put some wins together. I'm sure you would agree with that too.
I definitely think that's the case. I don't even think playoffs is in the equation at this point. But my thing to them right now, if you want to prove that you're a contender, just to even get in the talk, go beat the Falcons. If you want to prove that you are a good team, go beat the Falcons. They have the best record. I can't say that they're the best team in the league, but they have the best record. So if you want to prove something not only to the fans and the rest of the NFL, go beat the Falcons.
I'm fired up now. That was good stuff. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time once again. And every week we have Deuce McAllister kind of breaking it down, and it was a perfect night tonight because the running game came up big. But thanks a lot.
Thank you.